Hey viewers, you're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. The Torkham border crossing between Afghanistan and Pakistan was reopened, allowing Afghan refugees to return to their country after a nearly 2-week closure that followed deadly border clashes between the two nations last month. The reopening took place in northwest Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, where authorities resumed operations to facilitate the repatriation of Afghan families who had been waiting on the Pakistani side for weeks. Bilai Rao, Deputy Commissioner of Khyber District, confirmed that hundreds of Afghan nationals arrived at the immigration center, where documentation procedures were conducted before allowing them to cross into Afghanistan. The repatriation process had been suspended on October 11 following clashes between Pakistani and Afghan forces, which led Islamabad to close all the border crossings for both trade and travel. A ceasefire was later formalized in Doha on October 19, yet the resumption of commercial activity remains pending, as Foreign Office spokesperson Tahir Hussain stated that the border will remain closed for trade for now, with the reopening for trade dependent on the prevailing security situation. The closure of border crossings had halted bilateral trade, resulting in rising prices of essential goods, particularly perishable items such as tomatoes in parts of Pakistan. While Torkham has now reopened for the movement of refugees, trade remains suspended. Meanwhile, nearly 10,700 individuals returned through the Chaman border in a single day as authorities expanded the repatriation process to additional crossings. Approximately 1.56 million Afghan nationals have returned to their homeland under Pakistan's ongoing repatriation initiative, which is conducted in accordance with legal and administrative protocols to verify the documents of each individual before crossing. Authorities have assured that the repatriation process is being carried out in a dignified and orderly manner. Temporary shelters, food supplies and medical facilities have been established by the Frontier Corps and the civil administration to address the humanitarian needs of Afghan refugees during their transition. The reopening of the Torkham crossing was confirmed by officials on both the sides, including Khizar Shah, spokesperson of the Pakistani embassy in Kabul. While Afghan families are being allowed to return regardless of whether they have valid travel or identity documents, it remains unclear whether Pakistani nationals stranded in Afghanistan will be permitted to return. Following the clashes in early October, border skirmishes lasted several days before the ceasefire in Doha was formalized. Pakistan's closure of all the border crossings left thousands of families stranded and disrupted bilateral trade, causing shortages and price hikes of essential goods across northwestern Pakistan. Despite the extension of the ceasefire, trade activities will only resume after a security review. Further diplomatic engagements has taken place to consolidate peace between the two neighbors. The Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated that Afghanistan and Pakistan agreed to continue their ceasefire after talks in Istanbul for October 25 to 30. Mediated by Turkey and Qatar, the meetings aim to ensure the truce, which was initially agreed upon in Doha, continues to hold. Both the nations have agreed to establish a monitoring and verification mechanisms in order to enforce adherence to the ceasefire and impose penalties for violations. Mediators from Turkey and Qatar expressed appreciation for the constructive engagement of both the parties and reaffirmed their commitment to supporting ongoing efforts for lasting peace and stability in the region. That's all for now. Stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.